Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about module number 3, that is performance of transmission lines. Here we are going to discuss about problems on nominal pi method. So let us see the problem on nominal pi method. A three-phase 50 Hz 150 kilometer line has a resistance, inductive reactance and capacitive shunt admittance 0.1 ohm, 0.5 ohm and 3 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Siemens per kilometer. That means if the line delivers 50 megawatts at 110 kilovolts and 0.8 power factor lagging, determine the sending end voltage and current. Assume a nominal pi circuit for the line. So it is a three-phase transmission line system. In three-phase transmission line system, the supply frequency F value they given 50 Hz and transmission line length they given it is 150 kilometers. As a line resistance value they given 0.1 ohms per kilometer they given, that is 0.1 ohms, and 0.5 ohms is the inductive reactance, and 3 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Siemens is nothing but capacitive shunt admittance value per kilometer all they given, and also they given that receiving end power 50 megawatts and receiving end voltage as 110 kilovolts and receiving end side power factor 0.8 power factor lagging. Here we have to calculate that sending end voltage and current. So we have to calculate two things, one is sending end voltage and sending end current. So this is the transmission line for nominal pi method. In case of nominal pi method, the overall capacitance capital C is divided into two half intervals. Out of the two half intervals, one segment is going to take an reference at sending end side. Another capacitance C by D is taken reference at receiving end side. And here Vs is called as the sending end voltage and Is is called as the sending end current, and capital R is the transmission line resistance, which is considered as a lumped parameter, and also XL is called as the inductive reactance, which is also considered as a lumped parameter, and IR is the receiving end voltage here, and here ICT is the capacitor current which is flowing at sending end side capacitance, and IC1 is the another capacitance which is flowing at receiving end side. Next. So total resistance per phase, here per kilometer they given the value of resistance capital R is equal to 0.1 ohm per kilometer per 150 kilometer, that is capital R is equal to 0.1 into 150, here we got 15 ohms. Similarly, total reactance per phase, that is XL is equal to 0.5 ohms per kilometer. So for 150 kilometers it is 0.5 into 150, it becomes 75 ohms. Next, capacitive admittance per phase, that is Y is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Siemens per kilometer they given. For 150 kilometers it becomes 45 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Siemens. Next, receiving end voltage per phase they given, VR is equal to receiving end power, that is 110 kilowatts, that is 110 into 10 power 3 divided by, it is three phase system, so divided by root 3. So it becomes 63,508 volts. Similarly, load current IR is equal to receiving end power they given, that is receiving end power they given, that is 50 megawatts. So 50 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by root 3 into 110 into 10 power 3 into 0.8, here we got 328 amperes. Next, cos pi r value they given 0.8. If cos pi r is equal to 0.8, then pi r is equal to cos inverse of 0.8, that becomes 36.8. Then sin pi r can become as sin of 36.8, that becomes 0.6. Next, taking receiving end voltage as a reference phasor, we know the formula VR bar is equal to VR plus J0. Here VR bar is equal to 63,508 volts. 63,508 volts, that is phase voltage. Line voltage divided by root 3, that is phase voltage 63,508 volts, here we got. So VR bar is equal to VR plus J0, that is 63,508 volts. And similarly, load current IR is equal to IR at an angle of minus pi r. Minus pi r is equal to e power minus j pi r. E power minus j theta cos theta minus j sin theta. In that level, if I am going to expand the Euler's identity formula, here I got that cos of pi r minus j of sin pi r. So IR means 328 here, and I am going to substitute cos pi r 0.8, sin pi r minus j 0.6. So by multiplying 328 into 0.8, here we got 262.4. 328 minus j 0.6, here I got minus j 196.8 amperes. This is that load current, that is IR. Next, charging current at the load end. Charging current at load end means at receiving end side IC1. IC1 is equal J into VR bar into Y by 2. So here Y value they already they given, and VR bar we are calculated. VR bar is equal 63,508 volts. I am substituted here, and J into Y means 45 into 10 to the power minus 5 Siemens divided by 2. So after multiplying 63,508 into 45 into 10 to the power minus 5, here I got IC1 value J of 14.3 volts. Next, line current IL bar is equal IR bar plus IC1 bar. Therefore, line current IR bar is equal 262.4 minus, just now here we got that IC1 bar minus J of 196.8 plus J of 14.3. Therefore, the line current IL bar can become as 262.4. Then the two imaginary terms, one is minus J 196.8 plus J 14.3. That becomes minus J 182.5 amperes. That is line current IL bar. Similarly, sending end voltage Vs bar is equal VR bar plus IL bar into Z bar. So as we know that VR bar plus IL bar into Z bar is nothing but R plus JXL here. Next, I am going to substitute that VR bar value here in the place of VR bar to find out that unknown parameter, like sending end voltage Vs bar is equal 63,508 plus IL bar. IL bar means here I know that 262.4 minus J of 182.5 into R plus JXL. R means here 15 plus J 75. So by multiplying these two things, that is simplification, here Vs bar is 63,508. The same I written here. 262.4 into 15. 262.4 into 15, that is 3936. Then again 262.4 plus J 75 plus J 19,680. Then similarly minus J 182.5 into 15. It becomes minus J 2,737.5. Next, minus into plus minus J into J square, again it becomes as minus of minus plus. Then here 182.5 into 75. Here we got 13,687 answer. Therefore Vs bar is equal this function, and again if I am doing the simplification, Vs bar is equal 81,131 plus J of 16,942.5, that is equal 82,881 at an angle of 11 degree 0.47 volts. This is that sending end voltage. Now I am going to calculate that line to line sending end voltage. So for the existing answer I am going to multiply into root 3. If I am going to multiply into root 3, that is 82,881 into root 3. Here I got 1,43,550 volts or 143.55 kilovolts. Now I am going to calculate the charging current at sending end side. Charging current at sending end side means here I can write the formula IC2, that is equal J omega of C by 2 into Vs bar. Here J omega means 2 J pi FC, J 2 pi FC. Here omega means I can substitute that 2 pi FC, 2 to get cancelled. The remaining is J pi FC Vs bar. Here again we write that J into Vs bar of pi FC. C means I can write that Y by 2. So IC2 is equal J into Vs bar of Y by 2. Here I am going to substitute that Vs bar. Here Vs bar means like 81,131, that is rectangular form value. Here we have this value. I am going to substitute in the place of Vs bar, that is here, and one more one, Y by 2. Y means that is admittance value they given 45 into 10 to the power minus 5 divided by 2. After doing simplification here we got IC2 is equal to minus 3.81 plus J 18.25. Next, now I calculated IC2, but I want to calculate that sending end current, because already we are calculated the sending end voltage. sending end voltage, that is one question they ask in the problem that we got both rectangular form value and polar form value. Now we are going to calculate that sending end current. Sending end current by applying Kirchhoff current law at first node IS bar is equal IL bar plus IC2 bar. Therefore here I am going to substitute that IL bar. IL bar is nothing but 262.4 minus J182.5 plus IC2 bar means minus 3.81 plus J18.25. After doing simplification, here we got 258.6 minus J164.25. That rectangular form value again I am written into polar form value, that is 306.4 at an angle minus 32.4 degree ampere. Therefore sending end current here it is 306.4 amperes is the another answer for the given problem. Thank you.